everyone. I'm speaking to you from my new office at Liz Claiborne Inc. at our Broadway and 41st Street headquarters here in New York. And my dear colleague Leah Solik is on the other side of our video. So my office is a mess. I haven't fully moved in. As many of you probably know, we just wrapped Runway 2 weeks ago. Well, that sounds like a long time ago. It's certainly enough time to straighten out my office, but I haven't. I've been on the go doing many things. Actually, no, we just wrapped last week. What am I talking about? It seems like it was 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't. Whatever. So, our new 90-minute show, I've talked to a lot of people on the subway and on the sidewalk who were making an assumption that it was 90 minutes for the first episode only. It's not, everyone. It's 90 minutes every week. So, some people will be thrilled, and some people will simply say, it's too much runway. I'm in the middle, so I'm ambivalent. But I saw the first episode finally, which is why I didn't talk to you last week, because I DVR'd it and didn't get a chance to see it until Saturday. And it's good. I'm very pleased with it. You'll note, if you've seen it, that there's a new beat with me, which is a one-on-one camera interview, which, frankly, I'd never wanted to do before, but I found this season that it was rather purging and cathartic. And I will share with you that they used, at least in the first episode, they, meaning the producers, used just one little snippet. But I had a lot to say, a lot. And I had someone come up to me on the street and say to me, the way that the producers edited the show didn't make you look very good. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, they have you standing in support of the designer who was out. So if you haven't seen the show, you may want to stop watching it right now. But the designer who was out was Mikkel, and frankly, I thought her dress was adorable. I thought she did a great job. I didn't like the way the model was styled, I will say that. The accessories were a problem. But I thought the garment itself was great. I mean, Jason's garment, I mean, what he did to Andy's kimono, I mean, it was stapled, it was pinned. There wasn't a stitch in any part of it. I mean, talk about an atrocity and a crime against fashion. I was shocked. Shocked. And then there was Casanova. Was it sexy? No. It was full tilt slut. And I mean that. I mean, I'm getting hot and bothered all over again. I also will come clean and say that I was criticized by one of my bosses for using the term crack-smoking judges when referring to our judges. Just wait. The crack pipe gets bigger and bigger as the season progresses. And I'll tell you why it concerns me. It concerns me because I believe that one of my roles as mentor to the designers is to at least be able to anticipate what the judges may say. I can't. I give up. Who knows? Furthermore, this season, the judges can get on a tear about something, and they're like a bunch of piranhas going after some raw meat. Anyway, I'm getting hot and bothered again. Stop it, Tim. But we had a great season, I will say, other than that, and other than New York's heat. And I have to say, and I get rather emotional when I think about it, really miss our designers. I became extremely attached to them as individuals and as a group. And there was only one individual designer with whom I had, a fair amount of antipathy, at least in the beginning of shooting. And I won't reveal gender because that will potentially give it away, but that designer and I really healed our ways and developed a sincere closeness. And it's a tribute to the qualities of character of the designers this season, and to their care for each other, and frankly for me too. We were really bonded together as a group, and I think part of it had to do with the crack-smoking judges, that we were also perplexed by what would happen during the runway Q&A, and later in my video updates, I'll share with you more specifics, but there was one case where I actually stepped into the judges' circle to say, I don't know what you judges were told about this challenge and what it is, But I want to tell you in front of the designers, the 6 ones who are standing here on the runway with their models, I want to tell you what I told the designers the challenge is. Because they're doing what they were instructed to do. It may not be what you wanted them to do, but it was what they were instructed to do. So, pass the pipe, at any rate. I feel bad for Mikkel, and I will say this is a show with a heart. Mikkel has a 9-year-old child, and ordinarily she would have been sequestered for the 30 remaining days of the taping, but we sent her home and said, you know, you need to be with your daughter, and she needs you, and of course it was the first time she'd been away from her daughter, and I thought, I like this show. This is a show with a heart. And I have to also say, as pleased as I am with Gretchen's win, and I'm not for a moment in any way denigrating her talent, she's extremely talented, but for the judges to declare that it's no contest, there's no one else on top, it's Gretchen only? Really? There's 17 looks on the runway. You're telling me that there's not one other look other than Gretchen's that you felt was worthy of a shout-out for being on the top? I was mystified by the whole thing, and quite frankly, I didn't think it was a very positive note to start out the season on. And I'll also add, speaking of not very positive notes, that first episode was all done in a single day. It was an 18, 20-hour day, but it was done in a single day. And we were all wrecked by it. When I say we, me, the designers, the producers, the crew, all of us, we were wrecked by this. So I know that my emotions and my responses to things are a little high-tuned, but really, no contest. So, on the one hand, I was really pleased for Gretchen, but on the other hand, isn't there someone near me, nearby, who can help me push myself along a little bit more? What else do I want to say about this episode? Or about the season in general, for that matter? I'm trying to think. Well, it was wonderful to be at Lincoln Center, since Lincoln Center is exactly where we'll be for New York Fashion Week in September. And it's thrilling to be there. It's thrilling to see fashion be married with the arts writ large. And while I do believe that fashion is a design form that's probably, well, fashion and architecture, I believe, are the 2 design forms that are most closely aligned with the arts in general. It's thrilling for us to be there. It really is. I'm seeing this as a fantastic opportunity. And there's dissension in the fashion industry, but not for me. Very, very pleased. And what else do I want to say? Well, the designers really did only have 5 hours to execute that challenge, and that included hair and makeup and fitting the model and styling from the moment that we entered our mood annex at Parsons until that work hit the runway. 5 hours. So it was a stamina test, it was a dexterity test, and 16 designers remain, and I wish Mikkel were among them. But things happen for a reason. She was meant to go back to her daughter. So join me later this week. I'll be on time this week. I will watch the show on Thursday, I vow to everyone. So I will be armed and equipped to have another conversation, another dialogue, okay? So thank you, everyone, and stay with us this season. We need you.